Hello, everyone. I'm Stephanie Buckland, and coming to you to record a beautiful conversation with my friend Judy Tucker. We're very excited to talk about energy healing and her other great modalities that she offers. So, without further ado, hi, Judy. How are you today?
Stephanie. Hi. Thank you for inviting me.
Definitely. So tell me, can you share a bit about your energy healing journey?
I certainly can. It's been quite a journey over a few decades. Actually, when my youngest son, who's 34 now, when he was 4, so we're going back 3 decades, he was diagnosed with all kinds of bronchial issues, lung issues, and the doctor, of course, sent us to a specialist, and the specialist basically put him on a nebulizer machine and an inhaler. And he informed me that my son would probably be on 1 or more inhalers for the rest of his life. And, you know, when you hear words like that, you have a split second that you can accept it or not. And guess what? I could not accept that. So I took my son home with the nebulizer machine and the inhaler, and I hated what that did to him. I could just see him change from a beautiful little calm boy to a hyper individual. His pupils were so enlarged, it just wasn't even him anymore. And I thought, I can't do this to him. So I had to look into other options. And that was the beginning of my journey for him, my journey for me, and my journey for all of my patients and clients. So I am the owner and operator of the School of Energy Medicine. I am a spiritual intuitive healer, and I'm a psychic, a medium, and a channeler. I live in Foothill, Ontario, which is really just a 20-minute drive down the road from Niagara Falls, which I'm sure everybody has heard of. I really would like to begin by talking just a little bit about energy medicine, because some people may have heard it, but not really quite understand what it is. So, energy medicine recognizes energy as a vital, living, moving force that determines much about health and happiness. In energy medicine, energy is the medicine, and energy is also the patient. You heal the body by activating its natural healing energies. You also heal the body by restoring energies that have become weak, disturbed, or out of balance. Energy medicine is both an illness and emotional or mental disorder. And it can also promote high-level wellness and peak performance. And that's what everybody's looking for. They want to be the best that they can be. They want quality of life. And I certainly fit into that category myself. There are some essential energy principles. I'm not going to really get into that, but I'm happy to share anything with anybody if you want more information on this, and I'll give you my contact at the end. There are also 9 primary energy systems. I do think we have all heard of most of these. So we're looking at meridians, chakras, aura, basic grid, Celtic weave, 5 rhythms, triple warmer, radiant circuits, and electrics. So it's quite involved, energy medicine. I love studying energy medicine, and I've been practicing it for years. I actually give a workshop on it also. It's both a complement to other systems of medical care and in itself a complete system for self-care and self-help. It can address physical illness and emotional disorders, and it can also promote wellness and peak performance. And that's what we all need. So, how's that for just a little bit of information about energy medicine to help people understand it just a little better?
That's wonderful. I would love to hear a little more about your personal journey with your son, since that's where it all started.
It is. And really, that was me finding ways to help him in any way I could so that he could not have to use a nebulizer or any kind of inhaler. Not then and not for the rest of his life. And he's 34 now, and he has not used an inhaler or a nebulizer machine since. So what I did was I really did get interested in nutritional consulting. And I learned all about nutrition. But before I learned that, my very first introduction to energy, and it was so exciting for me, and that was therapeutic touch. So I don't know, I'm going to go talk a little bit more about some of these things if you want in the future here today. But right now, when I started my nutritional journey, because I had such a feeling that even though we ate right and, drank water and so on, I really felt that there was something that he was eating or not having in his body that was causing his symptoms. So I started by completing a symptomatology course through the Canadian Nutrition Institute. And I was told that I could take that course as a standalone. And then if I chose to carry on, then that was included in the main large course. So that course led me to complete my studies in advanced holistic nutrition and become certified as a registered nutritional consulting practitioner. And that was way back in 1996. It took a few years for study, but you know what? It was well worth it. In 1996, the same year, I also became certified in foot reflexology. So this was through the Reflexology Association of Canada, because I did understand that the parts of the feet relate to different parts in the body. So I would work a lot on my son's lung area and upper respiratory area and sinus area and so on. And this really contributed to his healing also. Integrated energy therapy, I learned next and got certified in that in 2002. And I followed that with advanced clearing techniques using the pendulum, because I had always been intrigued with pendulum use. That was in 2003. And I also was certified in Serenity vibration healing techniques in the same year. After that, in 2005, again, I was very interested in the hands-on healing aspect. And I attained first and second degree in the Usui system of Reiki. And then I followed that a few years later by my independent Reiki master certificate. And that integrates 3 different forms of Reiki. So it's extremely powerful when it comes in. It's Usui Shiki Ryoko, it's Tibetan Reiki, and it's also Chikara Reiki Do Reiki. So 3 different forms. When I lay my hands on people and ask for the Reiki energies to run, they feel it. That's the best thing I can tell you. They're like, afterwards, they're like, can I feel your hands? They are so hot when they're on my body or near my body. And then they feel them, they go, oh, they're not hot. They're just regular. I go, it's the energy. It flows into me and then through me and into you. And we both receive a healing. That's what I love about Reiki. We both receive a healing. I love it.
Yes.
And it can be done distance as well as in person. So, during COVID, I was doing distance Reiki for people. Anyway, I do love Reiki. So I am also a graduate of the Healing Journey, which is an active response to the crisis of cancer. This is an educational program, and it's based on more than 20 years of clinical experience and research at the Ontario Cancer Institute, which is Canada's largest cancer treatment center. I'm a graduate also of the Healthy Breast program. This was developed to provide a naturopathic protocol for breast cancer recovery and prevention. And as an integral part of everyone's healing journey is the relationship between the mind and illness and or pain. And so as an EFT, which is emotional freedom techniques, practitioner and educator, I have been assisting clients with this essential part of their healing since 2006. Also in 2006, I became certified as a personality dimensions facilitator. And then in 2007, I was certified in advanced hypnotherapy. And then in the field of nutritional and lifestyle oncology, I was awarded the title of Certified Professional Cancer Coach, and that's in 2008. So as a health technician, I have 6 years experience working in a naturopathic clinic. I actually saw 4 patients an hour, 4.5 days a week. That's a lot of patients, and it's a lot of energy, and it's a lot of work. So I'm so glad that I personally had all these other energy therapies to help myself during that time, believe me. So in the clinic, I provided allergy and microorganism elimination treatments, as well as de-stress therapy. In 2011, I was awarded certification as a fully qualified healer and therapist and a respected member of Healing International. I was also recognized in 2011 as a Professional of the Year, representing the energy medicine industry. And this was by Cambridge Who's Who Registry of Executives, Professionals, and Entrepreneurs. So that was a beautiful award. I have it here somewhere. It's not on the wall behind me. I don't like to, I'm not ego driven, so I really don't, I just don't have them up, but I've got all kinds of them, and I'm glad I have them. Anyway, let me see, in 2020, because of COVID, okay, as you can see, I have a treatment table behind me. People couldn't come and see me. I couldn't see them. And, you're basically housebound. And what I did was I had always been searching for something to give me the best quality of life that I could have. And I promised that I would share this with anybody that wanted to listen and hear about this. So I added stem cell activation technology patches to my business. They allow your own body to activate and produce more stem cells, plus reset your stem cells and 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. This is reversed cellular aging at its very, very best. So I continue to enjoy teaching. I love teaching. I love educating people. I love giving my clients and patients the tools that they can help heal themselves, rather than relying on me, always having to come to me for everything. I want to teach people to help themselves. So I give them all kinds of tools, and I have all kinds of different workshops. So I do ongoing Reiki workshops, EFT workshops, introduction to energy medicine workshops, the Healing Angels of the Energy Field workshop. That's an amazing one. I work with the Healing Angels of the Energy Field every day. And in the workshop, I bring them in individually so that everybody that is there can experience what they feel like. And I encourage them to ask each angel if that angel happens to have a message for them. And people love that workshop. And I do too. I love doing it. I also offer advanced clearing techniques using intuitive dowsing. That's another workshop. And relax the body, calm the mind. And another one is women's health. So that's sort of a little bit of my background.
Wonderful. You are a busy lady.
Oh yeah. I love being busy, I am not one to just sit and watch TV or whatever.
Yeah. So let's talk a little more about your services that you offer right now. So you have an in-person practice and an online practice, correct?
Yes.
So what's available in person, and then what's available online?
Well, everything is available in person if people are comfortable coming. But in Ontario here, we've been in lockdown for 2 years. And the major mandates just got lifted a little bit. Let's just say loosened rather than lifted. And that was March, the beginning of March. And even now, because the numbers are getting higher, they're talking about bringing some of the mandates back. So there are still a lot of places that you cannot go without wearing a mask. Okay. So I would love it if people would come to me, but guess what? They're still not comfortable. Most people are just not comfortable. Most people are still wearing masks everywhere. And you know what? Until that's over with and completely finished, then I don't think they're really going to be comfortable coming to me. And that's why I've been concentrating a little more on my networking and advertising more of the stem cell activation technology and so on. But let me tell you about one that I do offer, and I can do this distance as well as doing Reiki distance. So this one I call spiritual intuitive healing. So what's interesting about this is I channel a person's higher self, if they're here in person or through a picture that they send me, because we in person and our picture, we have an energy field or an aura, and I can pick up on that person's energy field. And then I speak and communicate only with that individual's higher self, and only do and offer different things that are appropriate and in the highest good for that individual. So some of the things that I offer are standard, and then other things, I have a whole huge checklist of things that I just go down, you know, and I ask their higher self, you know, what they need. So grounding, it starts with grounding, and then protection, mental clearing, emotional connecting, spiritual centering. I offer serenity vibration healing. I offer Ho'oponopono healing. I offer white light healing, violet flame healing. And then I check to see if the individual has any negative energy implants. And if they do, I ask for those to be removed. I also check for soul damage repair, physical heart damage issue repair, spirit damage repair. And I check to see if there are any contracts that need to be dissolved, because we all have contracts with us. And sometimes they're just taking up space and they're heavy. One of the wonderful ones that I check for is negative cellular memory blocks. Most of us have them. So I go through different parts of the body and I ask if the individual has any blockages there, and then I will ask how many. And what I do is I ask for the blockage to be removed. And then I ask, once that's removed, I ask the individual spiritual team to please automatically infuse the opposite positive energy. So it's really nice and balanced. I love doing that. Then I ask for people's chakras to all be opened, cleared, and balanced. And I ask for an aura cleansing and balancing also. Those are just a few of the main things that I ask for people. And, you know, there's more, but my checklist is long, let me tell you. So let me think.
Sounds like a powerful healing session.
It really is. And the number one thing that I hear when people have had that healing is that they feel so much lighter. I'm happy to help. You know, I am thrilled that that people don't have all that baggage to carry around with them anymore. And obviously, it makes them very happy also. And once it's gone, it's gone. So, you know, unless we accumulate more, shall we say, garbage, you know, I do have people that, you know, after they've been to see me for a while, they just, they'll call me up maybe once or twice a year and go, I need a maintenance check. There's something going on and I don't know what it is. And I'm like, no problem, let me check. And then I just go ahead and do whatever the higher self says is appropriate in the highest good. So what else would you like me to talk about? Anything specific? I do have, you know, the other modalities, but
Well,
anyone stand out?
yeah. So in the spiritual intuitive healing, there were a couple of modalities that I'd never heard of before. And I'm curious. So each individual modality that's included in that list that you go through,
Yes, my
they'll
checklist.
have like a specific purpose, right? And so I understand the chakra clearing. That is something, because I'm a yoga practitioner, I've been doing myself, and Reiki practitioner, clear chakras. Um, but there were a couple of other ones as you went down the list. I was like, wait a minute, I've never heard of that one. This is interesting. So I'm curious. When you go into the energy field and like the heart issue clearing, is that it's like medical intuitive almost? Can you see
Almost.
things that are out of alignment, or how does it work?
I basically, for me, I am more, I get downloaded information. So when I'm in the person's energy field, I'm dowsing, okay, with the pendulum, and I'm asking questions that will give me a yes or no answer, okay? So it's all about knowing the questions to ask, because how would anybody know how to clear anything if they didn't know how to ask properly for it? So, you know, that's all there, but it is it's a heart, it's not the heart itself, it's heart issues. So there could be a lot of sadness, there could be a lot of sorrow there.
Emotional
You know, what do we carry in that area? You know, it's
right.
like there's the heart, broken heart, heartbreak, you know, things like that. So I ask for that to be cleared. And the things that I do, what I try to do is to do things that will make it as quickly as possible for these things to clear. Because as you know, there's all kinds of other modalities that can probably do the same thing. But you know what? Let's just not waste the time. Let's just ask for all physical heart damage issues to be cleared all at once. And I do ask lots of times, do we need to know anything specific about this? You know, and if we do, I can go deeper. But for the most part, for a first session, actually, what I just explained to you, the spiritual intuitive healing, that's generally a first session that I'll do for everybody, because they really, everybody needs those things checked. And then anything can be done so much easier after all of that is done. So yeah, the nutritional consultation, I'm just going to add a little bit about that. I really like to counsel people on eating right and exercising right for their blood type. I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, there's all kinds of other things that also can help, most certainly. But yes, I used to work. I used to work in a huge place in Niagara-on-the-Lake. I worked out of the health store there, and I worked with all the trainers. It was a big training facility, and there were, you know, like major hockey players coming there to train, etc. So I worked with all the trainers, and I counseled their clientele on eating right and exercising right for their blood type. So it was just another add-on to what they had to offer, and everybody loved it. So and some of those people actually came to me for some of the other things that I offer. But that was good. Allergy elimination, I learned that when I worked in the naturopathic clinic, and it's very, very interesting. It's called NAET, N-A-E-T, and it stands for a lady's name. Her name is Devi Namboodirpad, and it's called Namboodirpad's Allergy Elimination Techniques. And this is non-invasive, drug-free. It's a natural solution to alleviate allergies of all types, and I will add, and sensitivities, because more people have sensitivities than they do allergies. And it's a blend of selective energy balancing, testing, and treatment procedures. from an acupressure, acupuncture, and chiropractic, nutritional, and kinesiological disciplines of medicine. So it sort of combines everything. There's a lot of muscle testing involved, which of course is part of my training as a nutritional consultant. So it's a really, really, really nice non-invasive treatment. I had many patients when I worked at the naturopathic clinic, a lot of them young children. And we made it fun. We made it a lot of fun for the children. So that's just another little thing that I do. I think most people understand about reflexology and EFT, the cancer support coaching. My job as a cancer coach is not to tell people what to do. My job is to support the people in whatever they decide to do. But my job is to inform them of all the different choices that they may not know of. And then they get to pick. I support them. So part of that, if they even need me, you know, some people are alone. They live alone. I live alone. You know, if they need somebody to take them to an appointment, I can do that, to go in with them for an appointment so that they have another set of ears to listen to what the oncologist is saying. I'm there. I could even tape it for them if they want it. You know, that kind of thing. That's sort of my job as a coach. It's it just helps people work through their difficulties. And then of course, when they come to see me, I'm doing all that I'm being told is appropriate and in their highest good. So it's just sort of a nice working together atmosphere.
Wonderful.
What else? How about past life regression? Who knows about that?
Ooh, yeah. Tell me all about it.
You know what? Some people are petrified of hypnosis. And I can tell you right now, there is nothing to fear, because when it is done right by somebody that you trust, you are in total control, not me. You are. I never have people go very deep. You can always still hear, you know, noises outside the window. You know, you can hear a horn honk or a bird chirp or something like that. And it's very interesting because I only do hypnosis and past life regression basically for one reason, and that is to get rid of people's negative cell memory. So the past life regression, that's a technique that uses hypnosis to recover what practitioners believe are memories of past lives or incarnations, if you believe in that. And the practitioner guides people to their most pressing negative cell memory with the intent, and energy follows intent, of releasing negative emotions that are associated with the memory. I'll tell you, I had one young fellow here once. He was a basket case when he came in. He truly was. He was just so high anxiety and so filled with fear, and he did not know why, and it was really driving him crazy. And his mother was extremely worried about him. So let me say he was around maybe 25. Okay. So we did the procedure. And I guide people to where their most pressing cell memory is. And I'm talking to them the whole time, and they're answering me, and I'm making great notes. And so long story short, he saw himself dressed as a gladiator, and he was in this huge coliseum. And there were people all around, and they were all cheering and carrying on. And then there was another gladiator that came in. And to make it short, there was quite a battle between these two, and this young fellow ended up dying. Okay. And literally, when I brought him out of the hypnosis, he goes, oh my, he literally flew out of the chair, and he is dancing up and down the hall and in the room and everything. He goes, oh my God, no wonder. I've always been afraid of large crowds. I'm petrified if there's anywhere and there's a lot of people and they're cheering. Think about it. You know, He goes, oh my God, I feel so happy. I feel so free. That's just one example. Trust me, people love to go where they can release some negative emotions from a past memory. Anyway, that's
Definitely,
it.
I agree. I had a past life regression hypnosis about, oh, it's been like 6 or 7 years now, and it really did. It moved me forward quite a bit because there was this one past life that was just kind of hanging on energetically in my life.
Yes.
So yeah. So you mentioned stem cell activation therapy. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and also share your testimony? Because I know that you are a customer as well as a provider of this.
I am, and I am probably one of the biggest fans also. So I got introduced to stem cell activation technology in October of 2020, and I have been wearing a patch, and this is what it looks like. I've been wearing a patch for 12 hours on and 12 hours off every day since then. And the results have been amazing, but let me tell you a little bit about it first. So this is regenerative science. And it's the only phototherapy product in the world that harnesses your own body's natural power to heal itself. How good is that? I'm always looking for how I can heal me. I want to be in charge of my health. I don't want to have to go anywhere else. And I don't really want to take prescription medication. So please, I want something. And I had been putting the energies out there. I want something to give me quality of life, quality of life. That's what I want. I want it for me. I was praying about it. You know, I want it for all my clients and so on. So the patch, like I said, you wear it for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So it's on to activate, and then it's off to repair and regenerate. So you reapply a new patch daily. And if by chance you leave it on a little longer than 12 hours, then just skip the next day. It's that easy. This is the simplest thing ever. Patches can be worn on an area of concern, or when you receive the patches, you get a little brochure with it, and the brochure will show you a couple of places that they're suggesting. But bottom line, if you have pain in the body or inflammation in the body, put the patch there. That's it. So there are different patches that the company offer that are not stem cell activation, but they sort of are add-ons to the other. There's one for pain, there's one for inflammation, there's one for sleep, there's one for cravings. They have quite a few because the company has been in business for 19 years, almost 19 years. So they can be worn also in the shower, the bath, the pool, so they can get wet. And the patch itself, in the center of that patch, if you can see the center, it is organic amino acid crystals. And these crystals hold a patented light frequency. And it's the heat from our own skin, which is a form of infrared light. And that's what activates the patch. The patch elevates GHK copper peptides that we all have in our body. And that is what is proven to activate the stem cells, produce more stem cells, and reset them to a younger, healthier state, much like the sun activates vitamin D in our body. It's the same type of thing. So mitochondria and collagen are first repaired. So when you put activated younger stem cells on old tissue, that turns the tissue young again. How good is that? This
sounds
is
awesome.
It's state of the art. It really is. The man that created this is a scientist and such a visionary. He's such a genius and no ego at all. He's just the most loving man ever. What they say is by the age of 35, we've lost approximately half of our stem cell activity. When we're born, they're all stem cells. So then by the age of 65, we've lost almost all of our stem cell activity. when we activate our body with these younger pluripotent stem cells, they have the unique ability to turn whatever stem cell the body needs into repair mode. So some people experience some results within 3 to 6 weeks, but most experience results in 3 to 6 months. Now, of course, I was an exception because I love being unique. And even with the very first patch that I put on, I could feel energy moving around into my body. And I'm like, whoa, I think I'm onto something really good here. And the second patch that I put on, the second day, I noticed that my energy and my motivation was like, wow, out of this world, but very, very calm, not a static energy at all, just very smooth and calm. I'm like, I went around and house cleaned my house. I opened every drawer, every cupboard, and then I would sit down and rest a little bit. And while I was sitting, my mind was going, okay, what can I do next? And I'm like, I don't even know who I am today, you know, but it was wonderful. It was just absolutely wonderful. So anyway, the results vary for everybody. I am a bit of an exception, and I always tell people, do not expect anything as soon as I did. However, you know, some do. It's rare though. So these new stem cells may be generating an internal organ first, and that's why people don't notice something right away. And then they will go on to repair something that the person will feel or notice. Like I noticed my nails were growing so fast, I had to cut them twice a week. I mean, that's just one little thing that I noticed, and you'll hear more about what I noticed when I get to the testimony shortly. So anyway, within 24 hours, the stem cell activation patch actually resets 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a healthier, younger state. And deep healing generally will occur at approximately 3 to 6 months, or by 6 months. Although if the person is in their 70s, I would say by 7 months. If they're in their 80s, by 8 months, that type of thing. Okay. So everybody's body is unique. And I just tell people, please drink a lot of water. It really, really, really helps, because most of us are dehydrated and we don't think we are. Okay, most of us are. So people generally will notice better sleep, more joy, a youthful energy and vitality, mental clarity, rapid pain relief, inflammation reduction, improved skin appearance, wrinkle reduction, hair growth. I have seen men in their 70s that were bald. They're not bald anymore. And the hair that's coming in is colored. It's a color. It's not white.
Oh, wow.
I am not making this up. This is
amazing.
Absolute truth. Absolute truth. Enhanced sports performance. There's a lot of athletes that use the patches, even in the Olympics. Think about it, because nothing is going into the body from the patch. Nothing. So they can drug test and be absolutely fine. And the energy that they have, I mean, the very first patch that the company made was called Energy Enhancer. And I know the athletes definitely use that one for sure. And it makes a big difference in their sports performance. There's always also faster recovery from exercise, or I'm going to actually say surgery also. So this is really reverse cellular aging at its very, very, very best. And I love it all.
That's exciting.
Oh, it is exciting. And I am so excited to share the information about these patches with anybody that wants to hear about it, because it's like nothing that I have ever seen before. And I can go right into my testimony if you like. Are you ready?
Please share.
Okay, so I have been in my lifetime medically diagnosed with different things. So one of them was whiplash, and it was this way, right to left, and that was in 1990. And I was sitting at a stop, and I got hit this way. And then in 2006, something similar, another whiplash, but it was front to back. Again, sitting at a stop, got whacked from behind. I have had just terrible range of motion and loads of pain in my neck since then. And believe me, I have gone myself for different therapies and everything, and chiropractic, osteopathic, you name it. Didn't quite get to the bottom of it. Okay, helped, definitely helped, but didn't get to the bottom of it. Now I have absolute full range of motion with my neck and no pain. That's a good one. So another one, I was diagnosed with severe tendinopathy with areas of tearing, and that was in my right shoulder. That was in 2014. And now, no pain, no inflammation, great mobility. Oh, this is a really good one. I had such pain in my lower back and I did not know why. Went to the doctor, sent me for x-rays. I had 11 x-rays. And the result was severely disintegrated discs, L2 to S1, which is almost the whole lower back. I was in a lot of pain. It hurt to sit, it hurt to stand, it hurt to walk, everything hurt. And my medical doctor at that time informed me that I would most likely be in a wheelchair within 5 years. That was in 2015. So I'm not in a wheelchair right now. I'll stand up and dance for you if you need me to. However, here's the big thing again. It's all about your mindset. And my mindset would not allow me to accept that diagnosis. And thanks to this patch, I have no more pain, no more inflammation, and great mobility. I can walk, I can sit, I can dance, I can lay down. It doesn't matter. It's all good. So here's another really good one. I was on a trip, excuse me, to Greece in 2018 with a girlfriend. It was a best of Greece tour. It was land, and then it was a cruise. So just before, the day before we were due to come home, I woke up and I had had a stroke. I could hardly talk. And when I did, it was really slow and really slurred. And I said to my friend, my God, I sound like I've had a stroke. Well, I came home, even though I had paid for extra coverage for medical and everything. I thought, oh, they'll keep me here. They'll run tests. I won't be able to come home right away. You know what? I prayed. Seriously, I prayed a lot. And I prayed hard all the way home. Got home. Then I went to Emerge. Then I was referred to the stroke clinic, which is in Niagara Falls Hospital. And there they do their testing with the Doppler in different areas. And it was definitely determined that I had had a stroke, and it affected the right side of my body, but particularly my face and my speech. It was very slow and slurred, like I said, and I have no symptoms now. I really don't think you can tell.
No, not at all.
Thank you again to this beautiful, wonderful patch that I love so much. So of course, when you have a stroke, the first thing they give you is something for hypertension because your blood pressure's through the roof. You're worried, you know. So of course I had a prescription for that. And then the doctor said to me, how long have you been diabetic? And I said, well, I've been managing it myself for at least the last 10 to 12 years through diet and exercise, and I monitor it. And he said, well, I'm really sorry, but you're going to have to swallow some of your pride, which is really hard. And he said, I need you to see your regular doctor and go on some medication for that. And that this is all because I had the stroke, of course. So anyway, I am still on medication for that, but it's the only medication that I'm on. And it's very minimal. And I'm also trying other things like alpha lipoic acid is very good for type 2 diabetics, and berberine, better known as Barbary. And I am trying that also because I really do not want to be on prescription medication. You know, it's a thing I have. And if I can go through life avoiding it, I absolutely will. And so I'm always on the lookout for alternatives.
Me too.
So, yeah. And there's a lot of us in that same bracket. Another thing, in 2020, And this was really just before I knew about the patches, okay? I was diagnosed with a precursor to CLL, which is chronic lymphocytic leukemia.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. This is a blood and bone marrow cancer. So it's a genetic mutation in the DNA of the blood producing cells, and it causes the blood cells to produce abnormal, ineffective lymphocytes. So, of course, I have an oncologist now, but lately my blood work is improving. Every time that I see her, she sends me for blood work that regular doctors do not have access to.
Mhm.
Okay. And my blood work has been getting better, better, better. Plus, through all of this, I have not had one symptom of CLL. So I am really, really hopeful that I will not receive the full diagnosis ever. If I do, I have been told by both my doctor and the oncologist that this is not a life sentence. It's not it might be a life sentence, but it's not a death sentence. That
Mhm.
now they used to treat it with chemo and radiation, and that now they don't. And it's just one pill once a day for the rest of your life. So if I have to, I have to. I am hell bent that I am not going to have to. How's that? That is my mindset.
Yeah, that
Okay.
I think is a good testimony for people who don't really get that we are self-healers. People don't know, and like we're constantly told by our doctors and our television that we have to look outside of ourselves for healing and energy healing. I feel like that's the answer, that it's like in the face of that belief that
Yes.
we heal
Yes.
ourselves. Our
I
bodies know
agree.
what we need.
Yeah, I totally agree. So basically, that's my testimony. And so my energy and my motivation has maintained since I wore those first patches. My joy has increased. My sleep is deeper. Digestion is much improved. Scar tissue from 3 skin cancer surgeries on my back, and one of them was really big and deep. It's sort of bumpy, completely smooth now, all completely smooth. My nails grow faster. There's no pain in my body anywhere now. I'm thrilled with that. I'm thrilled with all of it. My skin is smoother on my whole body. You would not believe how smooth my skin is. Yeah, honestly, even I have trouble believing it. Brown spots. I had really, really dark brown spots on my face. They are faded now that you can hardly see them. And
Mhm.
on my hands too. And they were really, really, really dark. They have faded, and I have had some skin tags fall off. I used to have a lymphatic swelling on the whole side of my neck here. I had it for years. Gone. I'm happy with all of these things. And then the migraines. I used to get migraines a lot. I don't get them very often now, and they don't last very long now. So I am thrilled. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a patch that I want to wear daily for the rest of my life. And it has been an integral part of my self-development journey. And I love to share it with everybody. It's amazing to watch the body heal itself from the inside out. And now I'm focused on age reversal using the patches because it is reverse cellular aging. And my mission is to let everybody else know about this awesome technology. And I thank you so very much for letting me have some time here to talk about everything.
Most
Thanks.
definitely.
Mhm.
So how can people get in touch with you?
Well, I do have a phone that is either text or call, and that would be 1-905-650-5132, or email, which is Tucker, Tucker, Judy, Judy 67 at gmail.com.
Perfect.
And I'm on Facebook, under School of Energy Medicine, even services under that. There's all the different little services that I offer, so people can just refresh themselves on that. I'm also on LinkedIn under Judy Dawe, D-A-W-E, Tucker. And I think those are pretty good ways to get in touch with me.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Judy. I'm so excited to share your journey and everything that we talked about today with our community. I'm very excited to also hopefully grow your business and bring more people into your online business, because I know that a lot of people really do need our help as healers, and the more that we can really connect the people to the healing, that is my ultimate goal with everything I'm doing right now.
Yes. And I do everything I can to help that I am directed to do to help the individual when they contact me. So I offer free consults for everything that I do. So don't be afraid to contact me. I'm here for you.
Awesome. And people can call or text that number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephanie. And good luck with your health expo.
Oh, thank you.